Alrighty, let's see. Da. Alrighty. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Alrighty. Can everybody hear me okay? I think I'm good. I should probably keep this. Alrighty. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so. Oh, I need to get my. Let me get the live chat up. Cool. There's a wireless keyboard connected, right? You can use it. I'm good. There we go. I put it on a pop out. There. Cool. Chat pop out. Chat. God. Audio, my worst nightmare. There we go. All right, so Runekeeper. I'm going to assume that everybody has read the proper Runekeeper D&D class. Working on converting it. I think I'm going to put. All right, so I'm going to keep a copy of Runekeeper. Oh shoot. go. There. In case I need. Oh, no, I did not mean for it to be in slow mode. Let me fix that real quick. God. Everything. Playlist, slow mode. How do I fix things? There. There. It's moderately slow now. There we go. Jeez. So, Runekeeper. So, first off, I'm just gonna go over the actual class right here and my general goals on converting this. So very first thing that I need to have is okay, so first off, their feature list, very first thing that they get are a number of inscribed runes, which their entire gimmick is that they are able to inscribe a rune, place it on an object, and then later in the day they can invoke it for a specific effect. Pathfinder 2 already has runes, but they work very differently, where they are mostly passive benefits that get applied to weapons and armor. So the thing that I'm trying to do is well, first off, I need to create an entirely separate rune system, create a new category of runes, so that you can inscribe a rune, and then I am going to, from there, allow you to interact with both the vanilla runes of Pathfinder 2, and then I am going to have it so that you can invoke a rune. And I'm debating on whether or not this should be something in the vein of Thaumaturge, where it's an at will thing with at the cost of it being a skill check, or if it should be a limited per day thing. I was thinking of having it run on focus points, but that's a whole other thing. So, alright, so very first thing, runic lore. They have a lexicon of runes which are fixed in their mind. It contains 4 runes of their choice. Each time they gain a level, they can add 1 rune to their lexicon. They must be able to read, speak, and write the rune's language to be able to inscribe it to add it. Yada yada yada. You can find more. So you have rules for how those are acquired. All right, and then invoking runes. I'm actually planning on making this a thing that any character can do. However, the Runekeeper is able to do it significantly earlier and much more efficiently. Everybody else is going to have to opt into taking a skill feat at a much higher level. So let's see. All right, so runic invocation. This is fairly standard stuff. That just becomes a class DC. All right. So polyglot. That is one of the very first things that stands out to me is something that could stand to be a feat rather than a actual class feature. Because as of now, it's a bit overloaded at level 1 because of how many required things are needed to get this concept off the ground for Pathfinder. So, I'm currently using the mold of the alchemist in that they're a class that is able to able to create alchemical items at will. Well, not at will, but like they have a certain amount of free ones per day. So from there, I am. Let's see. All right, so this spot here is going to be expanded later, but for now, I'm just gonna go roll with the assumption that they get a potency rune. They can place one free potency rune per day, and then placing 2 invocation runes on the ground, which later on they will be able to invoke at a in a specific way that is yet to be determined. All right. And for subclass design, um, subclasses are a first level thing in Pathfinder. So I was also going to have it so that at later levels you can take a feat to opt into getting another dialect. So your runic dialect is going to be similar to the cleric in that it gives a favored weapon. In this case, I'm having it so that the ancestral weapons fairly cleanly map onto that. Um, let's see. All right. So, let me pull up my core rulebook. Actually, I cannot type today. God. All right, so they map fairly easily onto these. There's a feat that lets you get trained in specific dwarven weapons. So that seems like a fairly obvious choice. Um, dwarf weapons as well. So in case there's a one that isn't mentioned there, that still applies. In I could specifically add the clan dagger, but I don't think that's necessary. All right, so let's see, dwarvish. What else do we have? All right, so abyssal, celestial, draconic, druidic, dwarvish, elvish, giant, goblin, infernal, primordial. Oh, geez, yeah. There's a lot here. So I think I'm going to focus on just 3 at the moment. Let's see. So I'm willing to let people vote in the chat to see which ones they want to see get converted first. I'm leaning towards goblin and draconic and actually screw it, let me take it off slow mode. Well, geez, this is actually my first proper conversion outside of a few like really small like feat things that I've like a few small feats. So this is probably like a bad place to start, but I think I can do it. I was originally going to have it so that these runes were feats. However, that doesn't quite feel right. I was going to have it in the mold of the kineticist as of the playtest, but that's not. It's a bit weird. So yes, yes, it is very much an undertaking. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, these are also going to have to be scrubbed of like D&D lore and replaced with Galarian lore, but I am willing to save that for last. All right. All right. And so I'm also going to have it so that at a certain level, you gain you get your initial dialect runes, and then you get your advanced dialect runes, and then you get your greater dialect runes, which are basically going to be acting as your subclass features. Um, so you have more and more runes that you have at the ready to invoke. So those initial runes, Dur and Hurvag, uh, those actually map on fairly neatly. Um, Dur, hold on. Oh, jeez. Oh, accidentally pulled up Trek's Twitter. Beautiful. All right, Dur. Where'd it go? Jeez. Screw it. I'm gonna just go to the table of contents. All right, so Dwarvish. So this one is very clear contender for high level rune, level 14, I imagine. All right, so here's Dur. All right, so let's do. All right, so Dur is a invocation rune, level 1. Uh, it it is a, let's see. Usage applied to a shield. All right, and then let's see. Invoking time is one action. So that's that, or one bonus action. So that slots into. It's a good analog. Is one action. So I suppose I should define the invoked rune activity first. So all right, invoke rune. It's going to be A to AAA. So that's going to be 1 or 3 actions depending. Let's see. Hold up. Alright, so act together. Alright, so these are Alright, so our traits. Invocation and Runekeeper. Alright, so frequency once per round. Oh, shoot. Alright, so. God. Of course. So. You and your. Alright, that's done with idle on placeholder text. Alright, so you call power of an invocation rune that you inscribed the effects of these. You must use a number of actions as described in the rune's description to invoke it. Alright. Alrighty. So alright, so was I? All right, so you to invoke it. All right, so basically all the rules are going to be pointing elsewhere, which is fine. All right, so doer. All right, so you call upon on the protective magic. Hold up. Where did doer go? All right. Within one creature within one ally within 10 feet of the shield gains the benefits of the raise a shield action so raise the shield action. Okay, so additional rune benefits. I'm gonna hold off on adding those for a bit. So okay, so gains the benefits of the shield action. The raise the shield action. Of your next turn. Alright, and this feels like an effect that's powerful enough to continue to have this be a sustain effect. Let's see. Alright, so you can use invoke rune action on subsequent turns to sustain this effect. If you either falls to the ground or into your hand if you have a free one. Okay, so later on, I think it's going to be... Shields do a lot more in Pathfinder 2, so I'm thinking that maybe... Oh god, if you sustain this effect... okay, let's see. Sustain this effect. So, God, lose my train of thought. If you have the shield, if the is a tower shield, it gain the ally benefiting the ally All right, Horvag, this one should be pretty simple. All right, so Horvag. so usage is going to be alright, so subscribe to a shield. Alright, so Horvog. Inscribe to a weapon. So. Oh, hey Krieg. So very, very early on, just getting the basic framework for dialect runes down, and then I'm gonna move on to the base class again. So Hurvog. So the weapon becomes a magic weapon. The wielder can use a bonus action to cause the metal or stone of the weapon to become silver until the creature wielding it uses a bonus action to dismiss it, or until they drop or sheath it. So, inscribed to weapon. Sustained up to a minute. Duration. I don't think this one needs to be sustained. So, I'm just going to say 1 minute. Invoke. One action's fine. So, inscribed to a weapon made of stone or metal. Within the weapon to enhance its power. A +1 striking. It was a +1 striking weapon for the duration. Oh, there we go. Jeez. Oh, yes. So, yeah, I was planning on having those names change like near the very end. So, for now they're going to stay that way, and then we can, refluff those later. But for now it just helps making these transfer over as directly as possible if I'm not confusing these names back and forth. Yeah, I just want to get the class working in Forgotten Realms lore first, or whatever the hell, and then from there I'll genericize it later. But thank you. So the weapon becomes a +1 striking weapon for the duration. It also becomes silver to the creature. +1 striking is a bit much. Let's see. It becomes a +1 silver weapon for the duration, and the wielder is a +2 status bonus against fear effects against creatures it has hit with this weapon in the past minute. Okay, so don't mind me, this is a scrapped warlord. Actually, +2 against fear effects, yeah. Yeah, indeed, intelligence does mean more languages. So, Horvog. Ignore the scrapped, or the in progress warlord, yada yada. Alright, so Runekeeper feat. Alright, I'm gonna go look up the inventor. I'm gonna look up the alchemist. And I'm gonna look up the thaumaturge. Alright, so there's going to be a lot of changes just because I don't feel like it's going to be a perfect one-to-one. I'm going to try my best to keep the spirit of this alive, but it's also like they're very different games. So a lot of things are going to get lost in translation, if that makes any sense. But again, the class is popular for a reason, so I'm going to do my best to, keep all these really cool ideas as best as I can. It's just a lot of these two games have very different design priorities, so that's a tough thing to thread. All right, so Runekeeper feat, skill feat. All right, so at level 3, this is where you get your. This is where you actually get your where marshals get their improved saving throw. Let's see what the thaumaturge gets at level 3. Oh, that's not the thaumaturge. Alright, so the thaumaturge gets a. Okay, they get the reflexes increased. Certain marshals get an additional effect, which is where I came up with this one. So they start out with expert and will, and they get runic resilience. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Accidentally deleted it. All right, so level 3, Runic Resilience. Your connection to runes increases your resilience to them. You get proficiency in Fortitude saves. Your proficiency increases to Expert, rather. And a +2 status bonus to saving throws against effects caused by weapons and armor property runes. So, um, this is actually it's fairly balanced at lower levels. However, it gets significantly more powerful at higher levels, which actually I think that works out. Let's see what the flame rune does. Actually, screw it. Rune giant. What did they do? Nope, not them. Oh, they actually have an invoke rune action. Oh, fun. Hmm. Interesting. Alright, so what's the flaming rune do? Weapon property runes, weapon property runes. Let's see, fanged, crushing. Indeed, it does. That's what I'm looking at right now. So these are property runes, and I'm going to give them their own terminology in this basically. So anyone that's like in the game proper is going to be called an enduring rune, and the ones that are introduced here are going to be called invocation runes. They do very different things, so I feel like it helps to make the distinction. Let's see. What is the crushing rune? Oh no. Oh shoot, shoot, shoot. Yeah. I this actually crap. So this part right here, um, you gain a +2 status bonus to saving throws against effects that are caused by runes and property armor. I just realized most of these powerful rune effects don't have saving throws. They just automatically apply. Shoot. Um. Let's see. Your proficiency increased to expert, and you gain resistance to damage from resistance to damage caused. You can resist to damage from weapon property. Should probably just be weapon property runes. Equal to God. Equal to your intelligence modifier, I imagine. Your constitution modifier. It's too early for constitution modifier. Equal to half your constitution modifier. Let's see. Alright, so around like level 8, it's fairly reasonable for pretty much anybody with a weapon to have a property rune. And they mostly just do an extra 1 die of damage. Shoot. This let's do half your constitution. actually, when you when you gain and you gain resistance to damage from weapon property runes equal to your highest potency rune. Yeah. Hold on. What's a armor specialization? Let's see. How much do they give? All right. So you gain resistance to piercing equal to 1 plus the value of the armor potency rune for medium. Yeah, that works out. That works out. Okay. You gain resistance to damage from weapon property runes equal to your armor's potency rune. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Boom. Additional effects for that. So, what level is it? What level do you get armor runes though? Potency. Armor potency. There we go. Oh shoot, that's level 5. Okay, okay. It's Gloating Storm. It's an extra die. Most of them are an extra die for every attack. So it's like an extra 1d6 damage for flaming, 1d8 for corrosive, I think. Oh, okay. So you can resistance to damage from weapon property runes equal to 1. 1 plus. Yeah. Okay. It can stand to be 2. That should be fine. All right. So at 13th level, they have resistance 5 to that. And what is greater flaming? Alright, so here's Flame Tongue, the level 17 weapon. Let's see. It's a plus 3 greater striking flaming longsword. So here's greater flaming. Oh, son of a. Of course. Fire damage dealt by this weapon, including persistent fire, ignores the target's fire resistance. Wait, this isn't fire resistance, though. Ooh, it's a fringe case. What does greater corrosive do? It's fine. It's fine. Screw it. 2 plus the value of the armor potency rune. Yeah, that works. Um, there is already a system in place for runes that stack. I'm thinking that I don't need to have them compete. I think it's fine as is because a lot of these are in I I'm not entirely sure yet, but I think it's fine to have them just be able to stack willy-nilly. If I'm proven wrong, I'm proven wrong. It's not a huge deal. Alright, so Runic Resilience. Alright, level 3's down pat. All right, so 5th level. Okay, yeah. It's just these are distinct from property runes. But it would also be really bad if these competed with property runes. I think it's okay for them to not compete for each other's for those slots. It should be fine. All right, so ability boost, dialect feature. That could stand to be moved to. Dialect feature can be moved to 6. So, what am I giving them at 5th level? Do they need weapon specialization? Yeah. Maybe they should get a focus spell. What about runic breath of? Oh right, they still need their stance. God. That can actually stand to be a feat though. Yeah. Cause I should actually read the thing. By tapping the creation, you gain the ability to invoke one inert rune by using runic charges. You can choose one of your inert runes and invoke it again by spending a runic charge. Oh, okay, I got it. Causal invocation. Let's do Reawaken Rune. Alright, so Reawaken Rune. Alright, so by tapping into the Essence of Creation, you gain the ability to invoke one of your yoink. We just copy that in. You gain the Reawaken Rune Focus spell. Alright, what does Lay on Hands get? Taryn, don't hate me, but I think I might actually make these a focus spell caster, but it's also a martial. This would slot so much easier in a cantrips. Make the Reawaken Rune a focus spell. Okay. Shoot. Yeah, for now. Alright, so you call upon... allowing you to... There we go. Alright, so harmonic attunement. Alright, so attunement slots are probably not going to need to be a thing. Okay, so... okay, so... Reawaken Rune. I suppose I should actually get some feats on here. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, what are some stance feats? Let's do... some disruptive stance. Alright, so runic protection stance. Alright, so... What's another? Let's see what the martial class does. Our martial archetype does. Martial dedication. Alright, so Dread Martial Stance and Inspiring Martial Stance are the easiest analog. Alright, so you encourage... an intimidation check. Attempt a rune lore check. The DC is usually standard DC for your level, but the GM can assign a different one based on the circumstances. Alright, so so protection stance. Within a 20-foot emanation. Equal to the number of weapon damage. Okay, so or weapon potency rune. Subclasses are a million times easier. A whole class is a lot more. It depends on the class though. A lot of them might also be easier as archetypes rather than subclasses, which are a different thing in Pathfinder. Let's see. Alright, so as critical success, but the so you... All right. Let's see what. Let's do the math on that Runekeeper stance real quick. So, level 1 Runekeeper has an intelligence of 4. They're trained in runic lore. It's using their primary stat. What's the level DC? Level DC. Alright, 15. That's easy. So. Ooh, that's a tough one. Honestly, it's hard to say one specific thing, but like the encounter design is really, really, it works out of the box. It's great. And then I was also gonna say this chart is like the best GM tool I have ever seen. It is so easy to just use this chapter, and you can basically run a game with just this. By just saying, oh, DC, that's about a level 7 difficulty thing. But oh, you have chalk in your hands. I guess that was considered easy to climb for a level 7 character. So now the DC is 21. That sort of thing. As far as like actual like mechanics go, basically everything about the summoner, specifically their act together feature, it's super cool because it lets you basically play a martial and a spellcaster and play a spellcaster simultaneously, well, without completely upending the balance of the system. It's very complex, but it's also incredibly satisfying to coordinate between your martial side and your spellcaster side in interesting ways. It's super cool. Okay, so all right, so here's our odds of success, and it hovers around there for the entire time, basically. I think that's a fair thing. Yeah, that works. Runic protection stance. Feat 1. Alright, runic destruction stance. So, rune lore check. Except this one. Alright, so for runic destruction stance, enemies within 20-foot emanation and that actually works super nicely. So at level 1, they just have weakness 1 to all damage essentially. Um that's actually decent. All right, so at level Oh, never mind. Okay, so at a failure it's this much space. On a success, it's this much space. Critical success, it's this much space. I already lost my train of thought, or lost track of how where. Okay, so failure, success, critical success. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, so we got some feats down. Let's see. Let's see. 7th level. Oh, jeez. Okay. Uh, should the What time does the inventor get expertise? All right. Obligatory Runekeeper. Expertise. All right, so runic weapon expertise. Oh, it's just the Runekeeper. I cannot possibly keep up with all of these. Um, Honestly, at the earliest, I would expect this thing to be out by maybe, God, August maybe. So, God, it's a lot. If I did, I would probably do the no. I wouldn't do the Vanguard either. I don't know. Maybe the Dancer. I don't know. I'm indecisive. Simple. Increase to expert. If those weapons are uncommon. Nope. I don't need that. Alright. Question for every marshal. Does this one deserve weapon specialization? And I'm leaning towards no. Alright, and then breakthrough innovation. What does the thaumaturge get? When did they get their will improved? Resolve. Hmm. Reawakened rune. Alright, so alright. Class DC. Alright. The this part's easy. Just copy paste. There we go. Boom. New class feature. Not really, but the obligatory. Jeez. Alright, runic weapon expertise. Proficiency rank in your Runekeeper class DC. There we go. Runekeeper expertise actually should probably be 9. Jeez. Oh god, I'm leaving so much on the table, but it's there's a lot. Okay, so these features are probably gonna have to be feats as well. Huh. Okay, let's see. Alright, 7th level then should be in a dialect feature then. Alright, so oh jeez. Oh, I love this song. Okay, so dialect feature, dialect feature, dialect feature. Okay, so you're still in your mind. Manage recording control. Advanced dialect runes. Control. This is where data is stored. We manage recording control. Manage recording control. Alright, so you gain your dialects. Advanced rune options. Add one. What am I calling them again? Not ephemeral, the duration runes? No. Shoot. Fundamental property or accessory rune. Fundamental property or accessory rune to your lexicon. There we go. Manage recording control. We manage recording control. We manage recording control. This is where data is stored. I love that. Such a weird phrase to be repeating over and over again. I love that song. I don't even know if that can be heard too well over me speaking. Let's see. You add your options to your lexicon. So add one fundamental property or accessory rune to your lexicon. There we go. Cool. So, should I jump back to Dwarven garbage? No, let's do Draconic. Alright, so speaking of the undeniable legendary might of Dragonkind, Draconic runes, yada yada. Flavor text, flavor text. Alright, so what are draconic weapons? Shoot. What counts as a draconic weapon? Um. What about kobolds? Kobold. Oh, right. No, they have the weird. Yeah. It's not very dragon-esque. What about. Shoot. Oh, this is a tough one. Let's see what. Equipment, weapons. Fist, battle loot, clan dagger, club, dagger, forked pipe, guitar, knuckle duster, light mace. What counts as a dragon weapon? Spiked gauntlet? Sure. Spiked gauntlet. Throwing knife, thunder mace. Oh, what's a thunder mace? Guitar, wheel blades. Let's see. Thumbpada, dog slicer. Flail? Alright. Shoot, what? What are we calling up? Oh, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go for all D12 weapons. Oh, what's a butchering axe? Oh, orcs. Oh. Would it be cheesy to use my oversized weapon rolls? And let's not. Let's not get chocolate in the peanut butter. Maul, great axe, great sword. Sure. Yeah, that's. It's gonna have to be close enough. All right, so Draconic runes. Go ahead. All right. So initial dialect runes, Arcath, and Bahamut. No. Ooh. All right, so we got scales, and we should probably do the breath one. Friar. All right, and Razak. Or Riaz. And all right, so Arcath. All right, so Arcath usage. All right, so Arcath, this rune counts as armor rune. All right, so the natural defense thing's not really a good fit for this, but 15 granted. The grappling penalty, though. takes piercing damage equal to 1 plus your highest weapon or armor potency. And you have equipped. Favorite TTRPG? God. It's either Pathfinder 2. No, it's got to be Pathfinder 2. Um, some close seconds. A close second would be Torch in the Dark, and followed by. Well, actually, I haven't played this one yet, but I really want to get into Gubat Banwa. But like just from reading it, that's already my third favorite. But there's a lot of stuff I really want to play. And then for favorite video games, I don't know. It depends on the week. Uh, yes, it is the one that's based on Polynesian myth. Or let me make sure I'm correct on that because I just don't want to mislead anybody. Let's see. I mean, if I recall correctly, the creators were saying that they reject the phrase Filipino. I could totally be wrong there. No. It's. I just want to be precise in what I'm. I'm pretty sure that's the. Yeah. Okay. So it's specifically a mythic reconstruction of Grand Southeast Asia of Hindu, Buddhist empires, Islam sultanates, and indigenous kingdoms and communities. Much of my research into pre-colonial Philippines has been the joyful eradication of the Filipino identity. Find a more and whole complete view of Southeast Asia, where our differences don't divide us but unite, where our waters don't separate but connect. Okay. I just wanted to be sure that I wasn't spreading misinformation about the book. I still have. I do want to do a lot more research on the on what was it the recommended reading somewhere. Touchstones. I do want to eventually get through this list of things that inspired them. But yeah, it's a really really stylish looking game too. It's very distinct. I really hope we see more games that take inspiration from it, and also just do genuinely inspired things. Like there's a lot of really cool stuff here. I should probably do a. I might stream a read through of it eventually, but we'll see. I mean, a live reading. Let's see. Okay, so all right, I think I'm going to do just the Draconic and wrap it up here, though. I am already very tired. So Arkath. And Frar. All right, so Frar. Inscribe to a weapon or shield. All right, so okay, so let's see what blasting beams it looks like. Yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna call it here. All right. Thank you everybody for who showed up, and thanks for all the input. I really appreciate it. But I'm gonna go take a nap. How do I